When people talk about strength, they often point to muscles, money, power, or status. But the greatest strength a human can possess is invisible. It cannot be photographed, flexed, or posted on social media. It lives deep inside your mind, and it is forged only through struggle. This is the mind of steel. A mindset that doesn't crack under pressure, doesn't collapse under criticism, and doesn't quit when the world becomes heavy. A mind of steel is not born. It is shaped through years of pain, discipline, sacrifice, doubt, failure, and relentless self-control. Most people walk through life avoiding discomfort. They stay where it feels safe, where no one can judge them, where no risk can embarrass them. But comfort never creates warriors. Comfort creates average, forgettable people who live their entire lives waiting for miracles that never come. A steel mind is born in the exact opposite place. In the dark, in the lonely hours, in the moments when you feel like giving up, but something inside you whispers, "Keep going." That whisper, that refusal to surrender, that spark of determination, that is where steel begins to form. And once you've tasted even a small amount of that strength, you never go back to the old version of yourself. A mind of steel is built through choices, small, daily choices that seem insignificant but shape the entire future. When the alarm rings and you don't want to get up, but you do anyway, that's steel. When you're tired but still push through the workout, that's steel. When your heart hurts but you still stand tall, that's steel. When opportunities slip away but you create new ones, that's steel. When people betray you, doubt you, underestimate you, and still you keep moving, that's steel. You see, weak people look for excuses. Strong people look for solutions. But people with a mind of steel don't look for either, they create them. They bend reality to their will. They refuse to be defined by circumstances. They refuse to be limited by their past. They refuse to wait for the right time, because they've realized something powerful. There is no right time, only time wasted. Steel doesn't ask for better conditions. It adapts to the worst ones and stays strong anyway. You must understand something. Life is not supposed to be easy. It is not designed to shape comfort. It is designed to shape character. Every hardship, every heartbreak, every failure you faced, all of it was preparing you for a stronger version of yourself. But here's the catch. Most people run from the very challenges that were meant to build them. They run from stress, from fear, from risk, from responsibility, from ambition. And then they wonder why their minds collapse under pressure, why they feel lost, why nothing changes. You cannot develop a mind of steel while living like a fragile human. You must embrace the fire. You must stand willingly in the heat of discipline. You must train your mind to do what is necessary, even when it is not convenient. That is the difference between ordinary and unstoppable. That is the difference between someone who dreams and someone who conquers. A mind of steel is emotion-controlled, not emotionless. It feels everything: pain, sadness, anger, disappointment, but it doesn't let those feelings take control. Instead of reacting, it responds. Instead of panicking, it breathes. Instead of collapsing, it analyzes. Life will always hit you with unexpected storms. Your plans will fail. People will hurt you. Opportunities will disappear. But when you have a mind of steel, none of these things break you. You bend, you adapt, you learn, and you rise stronger than before. That is why steel-minded people seem cold. To those who live in emotional chaos, they are not cold. They are disciplined. They don't react to life. They shape life. They don't collapse under pressure. They use pressure to grow. They don't beg for comfort. They chase challenges that force evolution. And understand this: isolation is part of forging steel. You will outgrow people. You will lose friends. You will distance yourself from weak habits, weak conversations, weak environments. When you decide to build a stronger mind, life will remove the people who slow you down. Do not be afraid of this process. A blade becomes sharp only when everything soft is removed. In the same way, your mind becomes steel only when distractions, doubts, and negative people are cut away. There will be nights when you feel alone. There will be days when no one understands you. But these are the exact moments when your spirit is being shaped into something powerful. You are not breaking down, you are being rebuilt. You are not losing people, you are gaining clarity. You are not falling behind, you are preparing to run faster than ever before. People with a mind of steel don't think like others. They don't settle. They don't chase validation. They don't need applause. They don't fear being misunderstood. They know who they are and where they're going. People with a mind of steel don't think like others. They don't settle. They don't chase validation. They don't need applause. They don't fear being misunderstood. They know who they are and where they're going. Their confidence is internal, not borrowed. Their strength is earned, not inherited. Their discipline is consistent. A mind of steel is built on self-respect, unshakable, non-negotiable self-respect. When you look in the mirror, you must see someone worth fighting for, someone worth sacrificing for, someone worth disciplining. Weak minds seek approval from everyone else, but a mind of steel learns to validate itself. It doesn't need likes, comments, admiration, or applause. It needs only one thing: the truth. And the truth is simple: you are capable of far more than you think. You are stronger than you believe. You are tougher than your failures suggest. A mind of steel emerges when you stop lying to yourself and start demanding more from yourself. When you stop making excuses and start holding yourself accountable. Because accountability is the beginning of transformation. It's easy to blame the world, your past, your environment, your circumstances. But steel is formed only when you stop pointing fingers and start taking responsibility for your life, your mindset, your actions, and your future. The moment you say, "It's on me," you take back your power. A powerful mind is not distracted. Distraction is the enemy of steel. Every notification, every useless scroll, every hour wasted, these things weaken your mental strength more than failure ever could. Weak minds chase dopamine. Steel minds chase purpose. Weak minds seek entertainment. Steel minds seek elevation. Weak minds look for shortcuts. Steel minds look for skills. You cannot expect to build a strong mind while feeding it with low-quality habits. The content you consume, the people you talk to, the routines you follow, these things shape your mentality. If you surround yourself with mediocrity, your mind will reflect mediocrity. But if you surround yourself with ambition, discipline, and challenge, your mind will reflect steel. Cut out the noise. Cut out the drama. Cut out the pointless routines. Protect your focus as if your life depends on it, because it does. Focus decides who you become. And let's talk about pain, because pain is the hammer that shapes the metal of your mind. People fear pain. They avoid it, hide from it, run from it. But those who develop minds of steel understand something different. Pain is not your enemy. It is your instructor. Pain teaches you resilience. Pain forces growth. Pain strips away illusion and reveals who you really are. When everything is going well, anyone can appear strong. But when everything collapses, when the people you depended on leave, when the plans you made fall apart, when the future looks uncertain, that is when your true strength is tested. Pain exposes weakness, but it also reveals potential. You do not become steel by living in comfort. You become steel by surviving discomfort. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every failure, every disappointment, these things are fire, and you are being forged inside them. If you endure the heat long enough, you come out unbreakable. There will be moments in your life when quitting seems easier than continuing. Moments when your mind whispers, "What's the point?" Moments when progress feels invisible, slow, or non-existent. But a mind of steel is built precisely in these moments. Anyone can stay committed when results are visible. But commitment without reward, consistency without recognition, discipline without applause, that is the training ground of warriors. When you show up even when motivation is dead. When you push forward even when no one is watching. When you choose discipline over comfort again and again. You are building mental armor stronger than anything life can throw. That's you. Your consistency in the dark determines your power in the light. The quiet battles you fight inside yourself, the resistance, the doubt, the fear, the laziness, those victories are the ones that create unstoppable people. Steel-minded people don't depend on emotions. They depend on habits. Motivation comes and goes. Inspiration comes and goes. But habits remain. A steel mind understands that the body follows the mind, and the mind follows the routine. You cannot expect strength if your daily life is chaotic. Build structure. Build order. Build a routine that forces growth. Wake up with intention. Work with intensity. Sleep with discipline. Success is boring. Greatness is repetitive. Progress is slow. Steel is forged through patience and consistency, not excitement. The world glorifies the finish line, but ignores the process. A mind of steel embraces the process, even when it's exhausting, even when it's lonely, even when it feels pointless, because it knows that discipline compounds, and small victories become massive transformations.